If you've ever thought to yourself, I know I need to get started investing, I know I need to get my money working for me, but I have no idea where to start, what to do, or how to do it, then this video is for you, because in this video, I'm going to share with you what I believe is the simplest, least stressful, and least risky way to get started in investing in the share market. G'day there, my name is Phil McGilvray. I'm a former partner in one of Australia's leading stockbroking and financial planning firms and the founder of the Money Boss Academy, where we make practical, life-changing financial education both understandable and accessible for everyday people. And today I'm going to introduce to you the strategy of dollar cost averaging, which, as I said before, is what I believe is the simplest, least stressful, and easiest way to get started investing in the share market. And not only is dollar cost averaging the simplest, the least stressful, and the least risky way to get started in investing, it also happens to be the smartest way to get started in investing. So let's have a look at what dollar cost averaging actually is. So on the right hand side of the screen here, you can see a really quick snapshot of dollar cost averaging in action. So what we've got here is we've got an investment. The investment is worth $100, and I've decided that I'm going to invest $300 every month. So we can see month one, I invest my $300 and it's $100. Month two, the value of that investment has gone up to $120 and I invest another $300. Month three, however, it drops a little bit in value down to $80, and instead of being worried about this, I'm actually really excited because now my $300 actually buys more investments for the same money. And then over months 4, 5, and 6, you can see gradually the value of that investment goes up, but I keep investing my $300 every single month. So that is dollar cost averaging in a snapshot. Let's have a look now at why this is such a simple and powerful strategy. Okay, so don't be put off by all the numbers on the screen. I promise you this is actually pretty easy. Just follow along and you'll get the gist of what's going on pretty quickly. Now, when we've got some money to invest, so in this example, let's say I've got $2,400 to invest. I've got two options for that, how I would invest it. Firstly, I can invest it all in one lump sum at the very beginning, or I could choose to divide that $2,400 into 12 $200 lots and invest it throughout the year. But in this example, I've taken the $2,400, I've put it into my investment. The investment is currently worth $90 per share or $90 per unit. So let's just think about this as chocolate bars. One chocolate bar cost me $90, which means for my $2,400, if you have a look in the table over here, it's $90 per unit. I've got 2,400, which means I get 26.6 chocolate bars with my money. Now, in month two, let's just say the value of those chocolate bars go up, and it goes up from $90 to $100, and the total value of my investment is now $2,660. And I'm patting myself on the back because I think I'm a pretty clever investor. But then in month three, the wheels start to fall off a little bit. My investment goes from $100 per share down to $80 per share. And then the month after, it goes down to $50 per share. The month after that, it goes down to $40 per share. And then at 6 months, my shares, which were originally valued at $90, are now just $20. And my $2,400 is now just worth $532. Okay, sorry, $530. Okay, are you following along here? As the value of the investment goes down, so does the value of what I've put in there, which can be pretty scary. But this is how the share market works from time to time. Perhaps not as drastic as what I've shown you here. I probably should have been a little bit more realistic. But the value of shares every 7 to 10 years do drop quite hard. That's just normal. That's what's called a share market correction. Now, the thing is not to be stressed about this. In fact, in time, if you've got a good investment, the values of investments do tend to come back up and get past their previous highs. But if we have a look here, we can say, okay, well, finally, in month 7, the investment starts to go up again. In month 8, it's back to $60. Month 9, it's back to $80. And you're thinking, phew, thank goodness, I've nearly made back my money. And then it dips again. So we're now down to $60. and then it goes back to 90, and finally we finish the year at $110. It's been a bit of a roller coaster, but that's what happens all the time. That's what happens in the share market. You've got to understand that. But if you're investing for the long term and if you're in quality investments, you don't need to worry about that. But what I want to point out here is that we started with $2,400, and despite all that volatility and all that stress, what's happened is that $2,400 at the end of the year ends up being about $2,926 in this example. Okay, so our investment started at $2,400, went right down, went back up again, then ended the year at $110 per share, and our value is $2,926. So we're ahead by a little bit, but it was a pretty stressful journey. Okay, so let's look at the same example, but this time we're dollar cost averaging. We're taking the same $2,400, but we're dividing it by 12 and putting $200 per month into the investment. Same investment, same prices. So month one, it was $90, so I get 2.2 units. Month two, it's $100, so I only get 2 units in month two. Month three, it starts to go down, but I'm cheering at this point because it's now $80, which means I get 2.5 units. So I get more of the investment. It's like the Boxing Day sales. Next month, it goes down to $50. I invest my $200 on the same day of the month. But this time, I'm getting 4 units. Month number 5 there, it's now $40. So I get 5 units. And at month number 6, when it's at $20, it's gone way, way down. But my same $200 is now buying 10 units in this investment. And what we can see is that, and I'll bring up the next screen here, what we can see here is just how many units I'm able to buy as the investments go up and down. So when it goes up, great, my investment's making money, but when it goes down, I'm buying more units in this investment at a much cheaper price. So we can see I bought 2.2, I bought 2, 2.5, 4, 5, 10, and then as it goes back up, I get 6.6, 3.3, 2.5, 3.3, 2.2, and 1.82 units. But the important thing to point out here, and if you look at this, over time, because I'm buying a lot of more units when it's lower than when it's higher, I actually end the year with 45 units. So if I come back to the previous screen here, I bought 26.6 units in the invested all at once option. But in this option, I end up with 45.5 units, and a total value of my investment is $5,013.59. Which is fantastic. So I'm hoping you can see that because we have this mindset when we dollar cost average, that I'm only investing a small amount of money, so it's not nearly as stressful. And also, when it does go down, and it will at times, when it does go down, I don't get stressed about that because I'm actually buying more units, and therefore I'm cheering, going, yes, I'm buying more of this, which means when it goes up, I'm going to make much more profit. So hopefully that is all clear. Now, let's have a look at the 5 big benefits of dollar cost averaging. Firstly, you can start small. You can start really small. Secondly, I'm going to cover these in more detail in a minute. Secondly, it eliminates you trying to time the market. When is the best time for me to put my money in? Thirdly, market crashes. We have them. Market corrections equals opportunity. Number 4, it's easy to automate this process, so you can basically set it up and forget about it, which is the foundation of building really big portfolios over time. And it removes all the stress because you're only investing small amounts over time, and you're taking advantage of the downs so that actually downs become a good thing, not a bad thing. So the first benefit of dollar cost averaging is that you can start small. So if we have a look at this, Raiz is an investment, a micro investing app. You can get it on your phone really easily. You connect it to your bank account, and then what happens is every month you can invest as little as $5 into your investment. Another little feature they have is that it can actually round up transactions to even it out to an even dollar number. So let's say it's $22.10. It'll round it up to 23 cents and take that 90 cents and invest it in your portfolio for all of your transactions. It'll allow you to invest into a diversified portfolio of exchange traded funds. Now, I'm going to talk about exchange traded funds in another video. What I want you to get out of this one is the power of dollar cost averaging. And it'll allow you to automate your investing so that every month it just invests that money for you, as well as all that loose change along the way. However, you do need, and you can see I've got a little asterisk down the bottom here. The problem with Raiz is, of course, if you've got two smaller amounts, there are set monthly fees that come out of Raiz. So if the amount's too small, it can eat into your returns. So you just need to be aware of that. But it is a great way to start if you want to start dollar cost averaging a set amount. Another option is Vanguard. Vanguard is by far the biggest index fund manager in the world, and the way they are structured is that they're a mutual fund, which means that the profits they make are plowed back into reducing the fees on the platforms, not paying corporate fat cats bigger bonuses. You can get started with as little as $200 per month. You can invest in a huge range of exchange traded funds and index funds. You can automate the investment process, and the fees are very, very low. I have all my kids set up with Vanguard funds just because I love the platform and I love what they're doing. But again, another way to start small. The second benefit of dollar cost averaging, it eliminates timing. It eliminates that stress of, oh, well, if I put the money in the market today, what if it drops tomorrow? We often get so caught up in when to get started that we don't do anything. But by dollar cost averaging small amounts regularly, it completely eliminates the fear of getting the timing wrong. So let me back up the importance of just getting started investing. Don't try and time it, just get started. Here's some research. If you had invested $10,000 into the S&P 500, so this is the top 500 shares in America index, if you'd invest in that in 2003, $10,000, by the time you got 20 years down the track to December 2022, your $10,000 would have grown into $64,000. Okay, so not a bad return. Your money's gone up 6.5 times. But if you hadn't been in the market for just 10 of the best days, 10 of the best days over 20 years, so what's that, about 730 years, or 30 days, if you'd missed just 10 of those days, you would have lost over 50% of your return. Missing just the 10 best days means your return would have only been $29,708. And important to understand, 7 of those best days actually occurred when the overall market was in what's called a bear market. So a period of down in the market. 7 of those 10 days was actually in a bear market, which proves that we can't pick and choose when the best results are going to come. So you're better off just getting in and investing small amounts regularly. And if investing small amounts means it's less stressful, then you should just get started. The third big benefit of dollar cost averaging is that market fluctuations, periods of down in the market, actually become a really good thing. If we go back to our earlier example, you can see that when we're investing $200, but when it was up at $100, we could only buy 2 units. But when it was down at $20, we were able to buy 10, and this is really where the money was made. So if we can understand dollar cost averaging, we get really excited when the market goes down because it's like going to the shops on sales, and we get excited when it goes up too because now our investments are making more money, so it becomes a win-win. Okay, so on the screen here now, we have a snapshot of the Australian share market over the last 145 years. And what I'm trying to point out to you in this chart is that we do see share market corrections, so periods where the value of the investments go down on a regular basis. We can see here in 1893, the share market fell 20%. 1921, it reached a low of 44%. So from where it had been down to its low point was 44%. 1930, so the Great Depression, it was about a 43% fall. 1942, World War II, a 45% fall. We can see regularly 47% down, 73% down, 47, 55, 57. And what I want you to think of with this, and just so you know, this is a logarithmic scale over here, so it compresses prices so that it fits on one screen. But the overall trend, despite these falls, is that the market has been trending up. So where we're at right now is a lot higher than where we started. And this is how the share market works. So what we need to do is and dollar cost averaging allows us to do this, is get this mindset that, woohoo, these are sales. These are like the Boxing Day sales. We're actually able to buy more units at a much cheaper price at these levels, which makes things a lot more exciting. Instead of worrying about the downturns, we can actually take advantage of them. The fourth big benefit of dollar cost averaging is that it allows you to automate the investment process. As we saw with the Raiz platform and with the Vanguard platform before, and there's many other platforms out there that will allow you to do this. You can just set and forget a regular monthly amount, or it could be every 3 months, it could be every week, whatever the frequency you want, you can set and forget it to go investing no matter what the price is. Just let it tick along in the background. Now, there's a couple of big books out there, The Automatic Millionaire, The Millionaire Next Door. They all talk about the power of just everyday people choosing to live within their means and take some extra money they've got and put it into the share market on a regular recurring basis and just set and forget from as young an age as possible, and to allow compound interest to work its magic. The fifth big benefit of dollar cost averaging is that it removes the stress from investing, because all you need to do is identify, well, what am I going to invest in? What platform do I want to use? And how much do I want to invest each month? Once you've got those three things decided and you've got it set up, you can literally leave it alone for compound interest to work its magic. Now, of course, there are still risks of investing that come with dollar cost averaging. Firstly, your investment could still perform poorly or even go bust if you've invested in poor quality investments. And that is why we typically recommend high quality index funds or exchange traded funds, which I'll talk to you about in another video. But poor investments can go bust, even if you're dollar cost averaging into them. Even high quality investments, as we saw with the Australian share market before, can go down in value for years at a time. We need to understand that. The second risk with dollar cost averaging is that today could be the lowest point that the market's ever going to be at. So you would have been better off putting your $2,400 in today rather than trying to dollar cost average it over the next 12 months. Now, the reality and the likelihood of that happening are very, very small, but there is a risk that that could happen, that you are better off just putting it all in today because it's all going to be uphill from here. Unlikely, but it is a risk. And the last thing is that the best results require a long-term commitment. As we looked at with the example of putting the $200 in each month, the market went down. It went down for quite a long time before it turned around and went back up again. So you do need to be in the market for the long term. You don't want to be in a position where you're having to pull money out of the market at a low point because you need the cash. Understand that when you invest, you need to invest with a long-term time frame. And now to finish off, a word from the world's most successful investor, Warren Buffett. If you like spending 6 to 8 hours per week looking at your investments, then do it. However, if you don't, then dollar cost average into index funds. You can't get better advice than that. If this has been helpful, please click the like button. Please click subscribe. This helps my channel reach more people. And as you know, I am on a mission to make practical, life-changing financial education both understandable and accessible for everyday people. So please click like so that my channel can help more people. Take care, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.